Guys, I come to your way once again with our discussion on drug abuse. And this is part four. If you look at it from part one, part two, part three, this is part four. Part one, look at what drug abuse is all about. Part two, we try to look at the instances that can be described or termed as well drug abuse. In part three, we look at some common drugs that many people are engaging in and they are destroying themselves with. I made mention of them, which of course you are aware of them. This is part four. Before we move on to part four, I just want you to have a critical look at some of the drugs that I made mention of earlier on in part three. Then we move to part four and see the dangers these drugs pose to the health of their users. I made mention of, in the part three, I made mention of some of the drugs, which include alcohol, cigarette, marijuana, shisha, hashish, kush, Colorado, cocaine, heroin, rock and tie. I made mention of tramadol 125, 150, 225, 250, which is mostly called red. I made mention of barbiturate, benzodiazepam, B2, D10, ecstasies, lithium, and all sort of dangerous and harmful drugs. Now, these are an example. Let's go to the screen. Let's go to the screen and have a look at the drugs I was making mention of. You see, these are the examples of the drugs. We have alcohol, we have marijuana, we have cocaine, we have other drugs like cigarette, we have shisha, you can see it over there. We have hashish, we have even snuff. That's what is locally called asla snuff. Yeah, we have other psychoactive pills. These are the psychoactive pills that most of the youth are engaging in, and they are destroying themselves. They are destroying their future. They are causing a lot of devastating effect on themselves. Some of the psychoactive pills include uh, tramadol 125, 225, 250. We are not talking about tramadol 50 and 100 milligram, because tramadol 50 and 100 milligram are those that are being prescribed and are being satisfied by medical professions. When you go to the hospitals, depending on the number of the level of the pain you are going through, they prescribe those tramadol for. That's tramadol 50 milligram, tramadol 100 milligram. But these days, the type of tramadol most of the youth are using are not drugs, are not even any form of drug within the health sector. Is a type of drug that has been manufactured to come to the system, more especially in Africa, to come and lure the youth into distractions. So if you are out there, you've been taking this tramadol, mind you, you are causing a lot of devastating effect on your brain. So basically, these are the drugs that most of the youth are engaging in. Now, in the part four, the question is, what are the nature of these drugs? We are looking at what the nature of this drug is. And one of the research or some research findings have indicated that these drugs that I've made mention of are dangerous, they are harmful, they are deadly, they are destructive, or they are very destructive, they are very poisonous, they are toxic. You see, these drugs have a lot of adjectival words for them. In fact, if you engage in these drugs, you are causing severe damages to your brain and your entire system. Now, some of the characteristics about these drugs indicate that these drugs that are called psychoactive drugs are very, 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 very toxic in nature. When you engage in these drugs, they poison your system, they destroy your system, they cause a lot of irreparable damages in your system. When you go out there, you see many youth who have become junkies as a result of these drugs. You see many youth who have engaged in these drugs and they have lost their memory, they have lost their sense of judgment, and they have become wayward on the street. Some have become schizophrenic. So my able youth out there, I'm pleading with you, be extra careful about these drugs. In part 5, we'll look at some of the characteristics, the critical nature, the key nature about these drugs. So get along with us as we move along. This is Breakthrough from Drug Addiction Foundation. They have come to your doorstep with this education on drug abuse. I urge you to move along with us as what we progress. Thank you.